Hi, Aquarius. Welcome to your reading for April. I can't believe I'm saying April 2024. This is for Aries, Sun, Moon, or Rising. Some of you are intuitively guided, and I thank you for paying attention to your intuition. Your guides really thank you. Um, you may be here checking up on an Aries, and if that's the case, understand you'll probably receive messages also. And happy birthday to those who are celebrating a birthday. My friend was on the 22nd, so he just celebrated his birthday. So happy birthday. Okay, guys, we're going to go ahead and get into your reading. So I'm going to do things a little different this month, just to, give us a little bit of different taste, different style. I'm going to use two decks, and I'm going to take like a line from this deck, a line from this deck, a line from this deck, a line from this deck. And I'm really looking for synchronicities. I just feel like it'll give us even more clarity. So that's what I'm going to do. We're going to use Mother Mary for our words of wisdom. And to clarify, or really to go deeper, we're going to use the Gilded Tarot. All right, Aries, let's get into this. So you're the first one I'm doing for April. Let's go ahead and start with Mother Mary. Everything's pre-shuffled, just so you know. I was going to do this live on YouTube, but for some reason my camera, though it's working fine here, like when I go on YouTube, I did the twin flame reading yesterday live, and I had a black screen on on the live on YouTube, but everybody could see me. So it was very strange. I don't know what's going on. But hopefully I can figure it out. Anyway, so that's why I didn't go live. All right, Faith. My beautiful granddaughter's name, Faith. I have faith in God to heal this situation. Faith. Okay. So let's go ahead and by the way, we'll read that from the book at the end, but it's gonna let us know why it's here. So let's go ahead and we're going to start with the Psychic Tarot. Going to get a couple shuffles for you. Again, everything is pre-shuffled. I really do this for you. Everything I do it for you. All right. So we are going to shuffle. And let's officially open up this reading. Though I feel like the reading opens the minute I press record. Look at these cards, really want shuffled up. Well, beautiful. Star card is a card of Aquarius. It says hope, keeping hope alive. Interesting that we have faith and now we have hope. So let's see what that's relating to. And I'm picking up that also don't forget about your own energy and your ability to manifest like your intentions. Because I feel like the person here is manifesting um potentially a dream, something that they've been wishing and hoping for. Well, hello, spiritual union. This is the soulmates. Interesting. And then look what it's met with, though. The Two of Swords. So you have two twos. One is soulmates, and the other one is mental conflict. Now, the Two of Swords, it's not as bad as the Eight of Swords or the Ten of Swords, but it's still where there's a potential. It's interesting because I feel like your wish is for potentially a soulmate energy, um, and maybe potentially like actually going into union. But it's interesting that it's met with the Two of Swords. Again, that mental conflict. Why? Why? That's a question that I have. Why would it be, especially because it's part of your dreams? Maybe I just feel like it won't come true. Wow. Aries. Love begins. Wow. Please don't believe it can't come true. Now, I do want to say that, you know, I mean, hello, love begins, spiritual union, the star. What beautiful cards. The only one would be the Two of Swords. And this is where I could potentially be blocking um something, an opportunity. Quite interesting. All right. Put these aside for the moment. And let's take the Tarot Dreams. And I'm going to go right underneath. Again, we'll give it a couple of shuffles. I mean, hello, your wishes. Hello, spiritual union. Hello, love begins. I take you and accept you all. So I need to know more about, the Two Swords is really something I don't want to face. Um, Usually it's depicted by someone wearing a blindfold. And I often feel in the Two of Swords because I don't feel like I feel like I can overcome this energy. I feel like I can overcome this energy. Um, but there's something, maybe I'm worried about how love will be. It looks quite beautiful right now. So let's go ahead and take the Tarot Dreams. I don't think I cut them, so we're gonna go ahead and cut them. And let's go right underneath. We have Queen of Cups. This can be a Cancer, Scorpio, or Pisces. It doesn't have to be any of that. This would be the Queen if I'm thinking about love, if I'm wishing for love to walk in my door, so to speak. This would be the Queen that normally would accept that love. I don't feel she would overthink it. Some of you, this may be the person that, male or female, by the way. I just feel like the Queen of Cups means that this is someone who is nurturing, who's loving. Now, if she was in reverse, that could be different, but she's not. All right, well, let's keep going. She's got a big cup in her hand. We have a big cup over here. So it's almost like she is accepting that cup. We have the Empress. Beautiful. And then we have the Ten of Wands. Okay, that explains the Two of Swords for me anyway. Because the Ten of Wands is a period of time in your life, and it can be the last chapter or it could be every chapter. But it's where, the Ten of Wands to me it's a period of time of like heavy responsibilities. You know, maybe I'm a single mom and I'm raising my kids, and I'm doing it all. And then I also feel like this is talking about that potentially, you were in love with someone and it did not work out. I feel like why didn't work out? I feel like you probably put the brunt of the responsibility on your shoulders. It's almost like, and maybe that's just naturally, maybe it's just naturally what you do. You know what I mean? Because I do feel that you're someone who, you know, um, like if someone's in distress, I feel that you would go right towards that to help them. But sometimes that can mean that I'm putting all the energy on me and it can certainly become too much. But 10 wants to end. I also love the Empress under the soulmates because, the Empress to me is definitely someone who is loving and nurturing, wise and strong, creative. There's so many beautiful things about the Empress. And I really feel it's an energetic type energy. Like we reach that energy through our trials and tribulations. Like, as we overcome each 10 of wands, let's say, it should only make us stronger. And that's why we have to look at it. Like we can't ignore it. We have to look at it. Now, the Empress would know that. And this could certainly talk about, like a progression. All right, let's keep going. I would freak out if the Emperor comes out. And I only say that because in a love reading, what I really look for are the Empress and the Emperor. I just feel like they're my power couple. All right. Well, hello. 10 of Cups. I'll take that. Coming under Love Begins, the Ace of Cups. Mirroring the Queen of Cups. Replacing the 10 of Wands with the 10 of Cups. And then with the Ten of Cups came the Knight of Swords. Certainly could be communication. It's coming into the reading. You may be hearing from someone. You probably don't expect it. And I also get this feeling for some, like you may already be in a relationship, but things have gone south for whatever the reason. Because I feel like we could pull this back together if we really wanted to. We could pull this back together if we really want to. Now, if we don't want to, then we let that be. You know what I mean? Like not all love is meant to be for your lifetime. Because I feel like through love we learn so much. And you know what I mean? Like, and I feel like there's different levels of love. Now we know that we have soulmates here. So, you know each other's soul. Um, you've been together, when you cross over, you'll be together. It's just the way it is. All right, let's bring in the psychic tarot and let's go underneath that and let's just shuffle. Well, we have suffering in silence. It did come in reverse though. That's the Nine of Swords. That is a lot of worry. But what I love about that is I feel like, I don't know, I feel like this knight that's coming in, the Knight of Swords. Normally, the Knight of Swords is bringing some type of communication, truth, honesty. Hopefully, it's of integrity. But I do feel, I mean, it's coming right over the Ace of Cups and the Ten of Cups. And it's interesting because I feel like, in a way, that ends the Nine of Swords. Remember, the Nine of Swords is about unnecessary worry. So I feel like some of you are really coming to clarity. Maybe I gave someone too much stock in my life, that I loved, but for whatever reason, it didn't work. And now maybe I do worry a little bit about, new love in my life. And it's interesting. I don't try to make these love readings, but I can't deny it either. You know what I mean? Especially with the Ace of Cups, the soulmates, the Ten of Cups, and the Star. How could I ignore that? So I feel very good that the Nine of Swords is in reverse, and I feel like the Empress has a lot to do with that because the Empress doesn't live in a state of worry. And why is that? Because she's had these experiences and she's learned from them. She's learned that her energy is all the protection she needs. If this ace comes in towards you through this Knight of Swords, and you're sitting in the Empress's energy, which means your heart is still open. But you're nobody's fool. Don't get me wrong. And I feel like I don't need these swords to let me know if this is good or bad, if this is right or wrong. Will it go? Nobody can really predict if something will go the whole way. But I do feel like in this energy, it certainly seems like there's the opportunity. All right, let's keep going. Whoa, look at this. We have the Empress again, right under the Empress. 33. You guys know I see that all the time. Stand your ground. Coming under the Ten of Wands and mental conflict. And then look at this. Rejoice in celebration. This is the Three of Cups. This is the energy of joy. It's almost like it's showing us your journey, but really how you've grown from that journey. It's definitely pointing out the hardships, but yet I didn't let those hardships take me down. Maybe for a moment, but then I reflected upon them and I've learned and I've grown from them. In a love reading, like I said, I look for the Empress and the Emperor. And it's interesting we have two Empresses. Could talk about, same sex type of love, or could even talk about both people's heart are now open. Both people, who's ever in this soulmate union energy. I mean, hello, like minded, right? Very like minded, like chew tea. All right, let's see what's on the bottom of the deck. Okay, so we have transformation. This is the death card. Um, one door closes, another door opens. And then we have justice on the bottom of the Tarot of Dreams. Card of Libra. But it could certainly talk about, some of you may have, when I said I feel like some of you could be a single mother or a single father, I definitely feel like some of you may have gone through a divorce and it could have been very, very difficult. But here's the thing. I feel like even with that, what is justice meant? What is justice's job within your reading? It's to make you whole again. So, whatever has been broken or taken, doesn't mean it comes like let's say, you know, something was taken, but it's coming back. It doesn't mean it's exactly the same because why would I want it exactly the same? And I really don't feel like this is talking about like if I divorce someone or if I cut ties with someone, I feel like I meant to cut those ties. We have the wheel right underneath justice, and we have deception and envy right under transformation. Well, hello. So I feel like you cut ties to someone who, let's just say, wasn't trustworthy. We're not going to give them a whole lot of time other than to say that I feel like, even if I was in a relationship with them, I felt like I was alone anyway. And if that's the case, why not be alone? Because especially in the Empress's energy, she's not afraid to be alone. She'll take that time that she has and she's going to create. She's going to use those epiphanies that her guides are constantly sending her, and she's going to put them to use. And man, do I love this energy of collaboration also, because you're very like-minded, but this isn't a very good way. This isn't a good way. All right, let's go ahead and bring in the Gilded Tarot, and let's just go over this. Let's go a little deeper. I feel like if anybody came back from your past who, well, has not evolved, who has caused you hardship and pain, I don't feel like you would take them back. I feel like you would just say, hit the road, Jack. Don't you come back no more, no more, no more, no more. Hit the road, Jack. Because you have love that wants to begin. All right. So let's look at the top line. Again, we have hope. That's again the star. It's about your hopes, your dreams, your wishes. And it's mirrored by that Ace of Cups. Then we're looking at the Two of Cups. That is right next to mental conflict. So tell us more. Tell us more. We have the Hangman. So, maybe it's not that fast. Here's what I feel like the Hangman all of a sudden is like, okay, I know why you're here. The Hangman, I feel like, is here because of the Nine of Swords. Because here's the thing, if this Ace of Cups comes towards me, but I'm in the Nine of Swords, I'm going to block that opportunity. I'm going to overthink it. I'm going to be too afraid. I'm going to be too afraid to give my heart. Like, and I get it. Like, I don't want my heart broken again. But because you have evolved into the Empress's energy, you don't need this anymore. You don't need to overthink. You don't need to worry. You need to just trust your energy. I feel like that is why it's in reverse. And I feel like that's what the hangman was waiting for. So you've had to reflect upon this. And if you haven't, then maybe that's what this reading is for, is to help you like make sense of it all. We have the King of Pentacles coming over spiritual union, potentially Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn, but doesn't have to be any of that. You know, um, King of Pentacles is someone when they look at their life or they look at a situation, they look at the big picture. Um, I feel like I don't feel like there's a lot of worry with this king. Now, I'm saying king, it can be a queen, just because we have two down here. But other than that, I just feel like, it's interesting because under the death card, transformation, closing the door, again, is that deception and envy. And just look what's underneath that boredom and discontentment within one's life. So it feels like I had to close that door if I wanted my life to get better. I had to cut ties, and listen, the wheel's underneath that. So to me, that means there's a lesson within it. There's something valuable I can learn. And maybe the lesson is I'm learning how to trust my own, like I'm learning how to trust my energy without putting a lot of worry on it. Like that first instinct, trust it. Don't overthink it. But I already feel you're at that stage, like where you know that. And to me, the King of Pentacles would represent loyalty. And I know not for everyone. So that's why I want you to kind of forget like that it's a pentacle. It does not have to be an earth sign, or they can have earth in their chart. Um, I guess me being a Virgo, that's kind of what I would look for. Like that's a king that I'd probably look for. Not that I'm looking, you know what I mean? Anyway, let's keep going. We have the Queen of Swords over mental conflict, and that makes sense. Um, she's the queen of communication. She's got a sword up. And that's interesting because down here she has stand her ground. And her sword is up. hence the conflict. It's interesting though, there's all these white doves flying around her. And to me, that's purity and that's love. And I feel like this queen is two parts. I feel number one, it's anyone of my past who has done me wrong. And I mean, done me wrong. No chance in hell that you're coming back. You know, then yes, I want that sword raised. You know what I mean? Like, yes, I'm happy that that sword is raised. Now, on the other end of that, because I don't feel like this is talking about someone who, listen, this can be someone you were with before, but I don't feel like this is someone who, because I feel like there was someone in your life where I just feel like was difficult, but I feel like you've moved beyond that. Okay, what else we have? The Hierophant, card to Taurus. For some of you, it could be Taurus. We do have the King of Pentacles. But this is about your belief system. You know, this is faith. And Mother Mary brought out faith. What does Mother Mary say? Have faith in God to heal this situation. What situation? Love. I also feel like this is a vibration. You know, I feel like if this is love that's coming together, then our morals have to be pretty close. You know, the way that we live our life has to be pretty close. I don't feel like and I feel like this is to give you some comfort knowing that this Ace of Cups, because that's what it's coming over, where it says love begins, coming through the Hierophant's energy. Well, that's of the light. That is of the light. All right, let's keep going. We have the Five of Wands over this Queen. Interesting because you have the Five of Wands here, Ten of Wands here. The Hangman is right above that Five of Wands, but then the Nine of Swords is underneath it in reverse. So I do feel like this is past energy. And, you know, it's like, I feel like sometimes we have to be okay with never getting the apology we deserve. But then we have to look at the source. You know, it's interesting. When I talk to my daughter, there's just somebody, I'm not going to say a name, who just likes to put her down and put her down and put her down. And that's what I say to her. You've got to look at the source. Where is it coming from? You know, like, why give that person any value? You know, they're just spouting out lies anyway. But I feel like the reason why I'm saying that is because I feel like you don't want to return to that energy. And the hangman's like, neither do I. I don't want you to return to it. You know, the hangman is seeking wisdom for their next steps on, you know, I'm seeking spiritual wisdom, but for this earthly plane. All right, let's keep going. Two fives, interesting. Could be two changes. We have the Two of Pentacles, and then the King snuck out over here, the King of Wands, who's now coming over the Ten of Wands. Well, hello. I feel like, you know, yes, that can be Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, but I have to be honest, I don't feel it. I feel like what it's talking about is someone who's aggressive. I feel like what it's talking about is someone who it's like, it's almost like my way or the highway. Like I feel like I know it all, but they don't, but they feel they do. You know, and it's also interesting that I was just talking about the situation my daughter is dealing with, because that's what I feel. I feel like in this energy, and I'm not putting down the King of Wands. You know, I don't feel like this is you. I feel like this is someone else. And I feel like they're the ones who, you know, I feel like made your life like a living hell in a way. So I feel like if they would make a repeat appearance, because we have the Empress, I already know you would say no. And by the way, they're in the line of all the difficulty. Everything else is really quite beautiful. this line is difficult, but I feel like this is the past. And I do not want to repeat it, at least with this person. Um, and I am feeling the aggression, like, and I also feel again like that energy. If I'm waiting for someone to apologize, you may never get that. But in a way, I feel like you don't need it because you're moving on. You're moving into what I feel is a much better situation anyway. And it may be hard to believe, but here it is. And I say potential because we have free will. You know what I mean? And I know different people are at different places, but at the same time, all right, we have, hello, Queen of Pentacles. So now we have the King of Pentacles that's coming over his soulmates, and now we have the Queen of Pentacles. And I feel like one of these is coming in through some type of communication. This night, again, is coming into the reading, and it's not coming from the past, it's coming from the future to you, so to speak, if that makes sense. I feel like this couple, I feel like, I almost feel like the Ten of Pentacles also has to come out because, I love that the Ten of Cups is here. That is the house of harmony. It is the house of love. And love begins is right above it. And the reason to celebrate is right below it. So that is all like excellent energy for you. But I also feel the ability, like maybe as we start to move into this, we realize like maybe we have similar jobs also, like because I feel like there could be a chance to collaborate in this energy also. Um, like I feel that. Okay, what else? Oh, we got more cards. We have, well, look at that, the Seven of Swords coming over the Nine of Swords. That makes sense. So we already saw the Seven of Swords under the Death card. And the Seven of Swords coming over the Nine of Swords. Well, I literally do not want someone I can't trust back in my life again. Like, just don't come towards me. They call the Seven of Swords a thief in the night. And I feel like it's almost like their energy, like they steal your energy. Like you may be having a great day and then boom, like I come home from work and then everyone is like, ugh. But here's the thing. The Nine of Swords is in reverse. So again, I do feel like you're going to have two people. And I feel like one of them's going to come back. And I feel like this person is no good for you. But I feel like you already know that. So I feel like you're going to be able to handle it just fine. And listen, it's probably jealousy. And I say that because you're on your way to what feels like a brand new love that is of the highest. And I feel like what I left feels like it was of the lowest. And I know that now. All right. We have the Page of Pentacles. And that's interesting because under Justice, we do have the Wheel. So again, I feel like some of this, and I clean these decks up a little bit, some of this was truly like a learning experience. Like, what we have to remember is, we're spiritual beings. And before we came into this lifetime, there were certain seeds that our soul planted. And again, it doesn't guarantee that, they'll come to full harvest. Our energy has a lot to do with it. Are we going to nurture what comes towards us, or are we not? Now, the Two of Pentacles over the Empress. What I like about that is it feels like it does put the ball in your court. Like you say yay or nay to this. But I also feel like this is talking about use your logical mind. Don't use a fear based mind because I feel like you've worked too hard to get rid of that energy. And listen, that could be why, it could be a little scary, of course, New love is scary, but it's also exciting, right? But my point really is because the wheel is here, I feel like, you know, don't look at your past situation and blame yourself or put yourself down or say I should have known better because now you do. Now you do know better. And sometimes it takes time to figure that out. But I definitely feel like there was a learning experience. And sometimes that learning experience is just simply now I know what I don't want. Now I know. Now, I also want to say we have the Page of Pentacles that is mirroring the King of Pentacles. So that's why I can't rule out that you may already know this person. But again, it's not the person who caused you all that heartache. Younger energy, current energy. And then the Queen. So matching energy. All right, well, let's keep going. All right, where'd that go? Well, I feel like I could go pick it up because it's destiny. How could I not pick that up? So the wheel made its way out. And you know why I think the wheel made its way out? Because I feel like this was one thing, this was one experience. Didn't go so well, but still, potentially, I learned a lot. And I feel like that's exactly what you were meant to do, learn from it, like allow your soul to expand. And I definitely feel you have. And now I feel like this is talking about the next journey. We have the sun, beautiful illumination. To me, when the sun comes out in this type of reading, it gives me a sense of comfort. And the reason being is the sun is illumination and it illuminates everything. So anything that's done in the dark will come to the light. And maybe that's what I need to trust instead of like automatically assuming that the next person coming into my life will be like the last person. Because chances are they won't be. But if my energy, like let's say that Nine of Swords was in the upright, and I have that extreme worry, well, that is definitely going to affect this next relationship. I don't know how it couldn't. So I love that it's in reverse. And also the sun is illuminating that Seven of Swords. It's almost like just trust in us, like your spiritual team is saying, trust in us and try to go with the flow in this with this one because it just feels right. Is the card of Leo, by the way, and I love the sun over the Three of Cups. Joy. This is like feeling like a kid again. Unencumbered love. Could it be so? Well, hello, Ace of Wands. I guess it can be. Inspired action. Five of Swords. Coming over all this crap. And then the Seven of Pentacles. Well, there is your tree of life, is what I call it. There are your seed souls of intention. The experiences your soul wanted to have in this lifetime. And it feels like one is coming to fruition. One of these seeds are ripe and ready to be picked. The Seven of Pentacles, its first message is about patience. And I use an apple tree a lot to explain this because, it's like trying to pick an apple or picking an apple before it's ripe. It's going to be bitter. I'm going to throw it away. But if I just wait a little bit longer, then it's ripe for the picking, if that makes sense. So, the Five of Swords, toxic energy, no doubt. I already knew that. Coming with the Seven of Swords. It is a five, so I know that you made that change, or if you haven't, I know you're definitely thinking of it. Listen, this definitely is saying that there was someone who I feel like just treated you bad. And it could have been more than one person, but I feel like there is in particular one person for a lot of you. And I feel like you know, can it be saved? Well, I kind of feel not, because I feel like someone's energy probably has not changed. Like, I don't feel any change with that person. So that makes sense that the Five of Swords would come over that Nine of Swords and the Seven of Swords. But five, change, and then inspired action. You know, it's like your guide just saying, just do your work, clear your energy, learn about energy. Don't hang on to the things that went wrong. Don't blame yourself. Don't live in a state of regret, like, oh man, was I stupid. It wasn't about you were stupid. It was a lesson. It was to teach you something. And I swear, sometimes I think the lesson is just what now I know, like what I don't want to love. And not just that, I feel like now I'm such a great measurer of energy. So anyone who comes towards me again, like if you're in untrustworthy energy, I'm going to pick it up right away. And the sun is going to help that also. But let's not talk about the past. Let's talk about the potential of the future here. The hangman was just waiting for the Nine of Swords to be turned around. And then I feel like the hangman turns around. The hangman is mirrored by the Hierophant, which is about your faith, but it is of the light. And, maybe I just had no interest of connecting with anyone else who is also not of the light. And what I mean by that is, like a spiritual being, like someone who cares about their fellow man, someone who could treat you very well and you them, this it's both have to be there. And I feel like that's why we're seeing the double empress, because it does feel like both are on the same vibration. Spiritual union, love begins. But it all started with your dreams and your hopes and you keeping them alive. And Mother Mary say, have faith. I have faith in God to heal this situation. Well, I feel like the healing was of the mind, of the mind. And I also want to say with this ace, this is an ace that I do have to reach out and grab. I have to say yes to it, right? It's inspired action. But you know what I love about it? It feels like then it's starting you down the path of like the Two of Wands, which is very natural to you. Um, it just feels good. It feels good. All right, let's read Mother Mary. Faith. I have a feeling it's going to be important. All right. The question that you're asking involves a situation that is testing your faith. Nonetheless, this card indicates that more faith is needed. Everything will resolve itself in a divinely ordered way over time, even if presently no solutions are in sight. Prayers are often answered in unexpected ways, as will be the case for this situation. Leave it in the hands of God, who in his infinite wisdom already knows how to resolve everything. God, Mother Mary, and the angels can see your future, and it is bright. Have faith, dear one, so that you can enjoy each precious moment on your pathway to your beautiful tomorrow. Amen. 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 I loved it, Aries. I loved it. Yes, I see the hardships. And for those who are still in it, like literally look at the hangman and with the hangman, really what energy is waiting for that nine of swords to be turned around. Sometimes I just got to take a chance. Sometimes I just got to take a chance. All right, guys. I thank you. I love you. Happy birthday to those celebrating again. Um, I lately I've been saying if you're like if this is about like if you are what am I trying to say? Like you're interested in Aries, then you also want to check out their moon if you know it. But I feel like wow, this gave us a lot of information and a lot of good information. Your dreams, spiritual union, love begins, boom, the Ten of Cups, and destiny. Destiny is not just all about good things, it's also difficult things, but they're lessons. And I feel like it's showing now because the lesson has been learned. Like, okay, I learned that lesson. All right, I'm still talking. I love you guys. I thank you. I will see you next time at our table or at the lives. Bye bye, guys.